There it is, folks. It's Sunday night. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's Monday morning. No, wait a minute. I don't know. We have a lot going on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Trekking Across the Universe. We're reviewing the Sunday night review here, Star Wars, A Skeleton Crew, or just The Skeleton Crew, or just Skeleton Crew. Hi, folks. I'm just so nervous right now. I'm so happy. It's going to be a lot of fun. Want to welcome Michael, also one of the hosts of the program. Michael, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. It's it's 10 p.m. here on the East Coast, so doing
it's
good.
7 p.m. out here on the West Coast, so I'm glad. Tyler, welcome back, young man. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Very well. Blessed to be here.
I'm glad. And of course, Luca, thank you for making your debut on the Sunday night review. But you've been on with us before. As a matter of fact, everyone who knows, you're on, well, at least in our universe, no pun intended. You are from, actually, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Luca, you were on the Ark season 2 in an incredibly pivotal episode.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a major fan favorite. And it is absolutely awesome. You've been on with us. Thank you for joining us, Luca. And you're a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, I'm a big Star Wars fan. Really glad to be back, especially for reviewing the Star Wars episode.
Excellent. Well, folks, I'm going to get to it real quick, and then I'm going to ask Luca to give us a quick review maybe on what he feels up until this point, and then we'll get into the episode. So, folks, we're going to be reviewing. We're going to be in so much trouble. And the tagline is, our heroes have never felt further from home. Written by Christopher Ford and John Watts, who are also the creators. It was directed by Lee Isaac Chung. It's based on Star Wars by George Lucas. The score is by Mick Giacchino. And, of course, the regular folks, we'll get to them in a bit. But, Lucas, since you haven't had a chance to be on with us, what are your thoughts so far on episodes 1 through 6? And then we'll do 7, obviously, all together. Please.
Yeah, so like you said, been a major Star Wars fan for years, for decades now, since I was a child. And I'm really enjoying some of the shows that Disney put up. Not all of them, of course, like all of you guys, I suppose. But this one is really nice. So far, really good. I've been having fun. I've seen something that I've never seen in the Star Wars universe, like normal people living their lives. It's interesting to watch all the drama that we never got a chance to see on a Star Wars. And we're going to see how they're going to deal with these old problems they got our characters into. But we got some interesting things that can go further in a lore of Star Wars, and they can maybe change a bit on how we watch the whole universe. And I'm pretty interested on those things, like all of those secret planets. Who made them? Why do they make them? What do they mean by it? How long do they exist, and how long do the people keep on living like this? Who instruct all the things that happen in the Star Wars universe? And it's interesting that they're trying to give us some bigger picture than we ever seen before. And I appreciate that from Disney, because I was not so happy about with movies. Except the Rogue One. I really like the Rogue One. I really like Rogue One. And I really like Andor. I think the Andor is their best show they released so far.
I'm looking on the calendar.
Inside
I'm looking
jokes
on
there.
the calendar. We're going to start reviewing Andor on April 27th.
I really enjoyed that they renewed that one because it deserved. It's their best show easily they made. And with all the slow things they got in the Mandalorian, season 3 was last, right?
Yeah.
And it was a rocky road, and now this one shows us something a little bit different. And I like experimenting. I like when the creators are brave to go somewhere the universe has never been, and show us some kind of other perspective. So I'm really amazed as of episode 7.
Luca, I want to steal a line from Tyler that he brought it to us. It really gave me an interesting look on this. Is subvert my expectation, because I never really got into, okay, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? I am more of taking in the adventure. But because of Tyler, I don't know if it's the same way with you, Michael, but I am now thinking that way too. What is going to happen? Where are we going? And Tyler, why don't you, I set it up, why don't you share with us what I've been alluding to on what this program has been doing for you so far? I don't know in episode 7 if it's past that, though.
Yeah, I mean, really, the whole idea is that I love to kind of guess where a story is going to go and hope that I'm wrong about whatever I guess. You know, like I want the writers to do such a good job that whatever is about to happen is totally unpredictable. And I felt that at least with this particular story that they've told through Star Wars, I have had thoughts and I have been pleasantly surprised every time I've been wrong. Versus there have been a few other Star Wars projects where I kind of guessed the ending after the second episode. Like you could just kind of tell where it was going because it wasn't a well-written story. And I think the job of the writer is really to make something that you can't guess what's going to happen next.
I have to tell you that it has subverted my expectations. I think it has for Michael as well.
Yeah.
Luca, has it surprised you? In other words, it's like, okay, they actually did not do what I expected. Basically, that's what I'm asking at this point.
Yeah, a couple of times, but it's not just about like how the things are going to get, like how this scene is going to end. It's not just about that. It's about the character building, and
Yes.
This show has the robot 33, right? It's one of the best robots we got in like 10 years in the Star Wars universe. We got very, very good children actors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're all amazing. They're all amazing. And the Fern, like Ryan Kira Armstrong,
Yes.
a young colleague who might predict a very fine future in acting career. I think she has that face. And she's very minimalistic when she acts, but very true to the emotions and everything. So I really think that she's going to have an amazing career. Wim is also a very interesting fella.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to speak about Jude Law. It would be like, I'm not going to be the one who's going to give like a review on the Jude Law on something that Jude Law did on this screen. But
he will also have a good career.
Yeah, he will also have a good career from now on. But maybe in the Star Wars universe, he can make like he never did any of big franchises,
Mm-hmm.
like sci-fi or medieval or something like that. So this is his introduction to this, and he's amazing. He really upped the ratings of this show, and is really is a star. And he's carrying this bunch of children who are new to the acting world, who are new to the big screen, and they're all doing an amazing job. And I really like how they written all the characters. So that is what I didn't expect. I didn't expect for all of them to be layered. Okay, so it's like a classic children problems, I miss my mom. I would like to be. My dad doesn't give me enough attention. I want to be more like this, and something like I want more adventure. I want to be more wild and free. And then when I get that, oh, maybe I didn't need to want that. Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
But it's really good executed, which is the most important part on the film, because we can't tell, some new stories. All the stories have been already written,
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Look, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I was agreeing.
No. It
Yeah,
was like
the Greeks. They wrote them all. Yeah.
Yeah, they wrote them all.
Yes.
And now it's only thing how you're gonna execute them. And when you have a good bunch of writers with a good bunch of actors, like you have here in Skeleton Crew, I think the whole team working on one idea. It's an amazing what they accomplished so far.
It definitely is. I want to get to some comments real quick. We already have quite a few people watching and some likes, and I'm going to go straight to Tyler right after this. Hi, Luca. I was going to pop in live, but it's way too loud with the football game. That's a big deal that's going on over here. And of course, this was a few minutes ago. Luca, you must come back when we do Andor. You too, Tyler. Now, Elizabeth may not know, but we have a soft, tentative commitment from Tyler. I don't know. He may be able to make room from his musical career, so we don't know.
Just hopefully a little bit. Yeah, that he can give us. Yeah,
Just
I
a
will
little.
cancel-
that and his
I
new
will-
baby boy. You know, all.
I
these
will
little-
cancel the tour to be here. It's that important.
Oh, well, the funny thing is, Luca, actually, when I kind of implied it, he shut us down by saying, yeah, I want to be here, which
Yeah.
just blew away. That's why I'm being coy about it. Aisha Kerr, Eric McNeil, Hope, and Elizabeth, thank you for the likes. We're already on 4 likes. We thank you, and there's quite a few people watching. Lethal Migraine said, yes. Okay, that's the first thing I was going to get to, Tyler. Episode 7 felt short. The credits were almost as long as the show. Oh my goodness. Well, maybe I thought of it as a joke. Tyler, once again, the episode moved. I lost track of time. It did feel short. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I would completely agree. This one definitely did feel shorter, but I did find myself kind of losing track of where I was because I was just having so much fun in the story, and I really feel like this was kind of the payoff that I had been waiting for with all of the character development that we've seen over the last 6 episodes to finally come to At-Aten in episode 7. You know, they're at the treasure planet. They made it through. We got a little lightsaber action here or there and kind of this darker moment with Jod. It felt really satisfying to watch, and I found myself losing track of where I was.
Yeah, I did as well. Michael, your quick thoughts, and then I'll do mine, and then let's get to the full conversation, please. Michael, your thoughts on the episode?
I mean, things happened that I didn't expect, which, like Tyler said, good writing. I was happy about that. It was short, but I'm hoping that means that episode 8 is going to be a long one.
Oh.
You know, that's what I'm hoping, because they have to either wrap it up, which they're probably not going to do, but you know, that is the end. Next week is it for the first season.
Mm-hmm.
So do I know where they're going to go? No. But I will say the funniest thing that I saw is when he grabbed that one little coin from it, and then they all fell down, and he started jumping for joy, and I was I just started laughing.
Stellar performance.
It was so hysterical, at least to me. But
No.
getting off topic, if people that are viewing us that don't know who Luca is and don't know who Tyler is, I've got their web pages and other contact information that I'm throwing up right now at the bottom that I'm going to put up for a little while. So, but that's my little take on that so far, and here we go with that stuff. So
Okay, I'm going to be super, super rude. They know who they are, Michael.
But
They don't know who
the
they are.
audience. I'm talking about the
Yeah,
audience.
well, that's what I mean. They know who they
No,
are.
they might not if they are have not seen the arc, which is shameful on them.
That is true.
Yep.
Or if they haven't listened to Tyler's music, shame on them.
Yeah, also.
So that's why I'm doing.
But I know, Michael, and I appreciate that. Thank you for allowing me to be a jerk to you for a moment. But all kidding aside,
What else
the
is-
episode did move very fast, and I did appreciate. I had not an aha moment, but I did think of you, Tyler, when they're like, "Man, they're already going to At-Aten." Talk about subverting my expectations. I think I mentioned that last week, Tyler, where I'm like, no, they're not going to make there's going to be a curve in there because the story's just begun. And when
Yeah.
I'm watching this episode, I'm like, oh man, wait a minute. Is this going to be a 1-season thing then? Oh, wow. I don't know. That's what I was thinking throughout the episode. And I was genuinely stunned. I didn't jump, but I did flinch when the lightsaber came flying out and SM-33 lost his head. And I was, oh man, okay. Obviously, I knew the guy's dangerous, but I was bummed. I was really bummed by that. I didn't know if I liked that character or not, but that moment, I did flinch. I was like, oh man. But we know in science fiction, it's not the first time that we've had the head return that can still contribute. That's neither here nor there. So I got to tell you, the whole idea of the barrier, I could see that. A planet that had the storm going. Who's going to get near that? That was a gimme. That was good. I was like, okay, that follows at least to my thinking. And seeing the ship in all its glory in this episode, the Onyx Cinder, I thought it was kind of cool. And we learned that the stuff it had on it was armor.
Mhm.
So I guess that's how it got through the barrier. It had the
No,
armor.
they explain that. That
Oh,
the Onyx
I
Cinder
missed
in
that.
in its original form, it is an old Republic ship that was used to move the credits from the planet. So that's why it wouldn't get struck by the storm, as it was designed not to.
Got it. Okay. No, that was good. All right. I guess when I was taking my notes, I missed it. Luca, you mentioned the character development. That's something that we've talked about in this series. In the last episode, I think we all commented, I don't know if you recall, but when they all come together and they all hug, all four of them, that's the moment the Skeleton Crew was formed. They had put everything aside. And then it was almost a Star Trekian moment when they were trying to get away. Everyone went to their roles. It was automatic. They knew what to do. The crew was in place and it was great. And now what happens in this episode? Reality. They were playing ball throughout the ship. They were all in a great mood. Wim was disappointed because the adventure was coming to an end. He was bummed, and boy, were they shockingly disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got the moment when they finally met their parents. And I think that this episode done good at that. Like, it's good that we got that. But the cliffhanger at the end is just... it's maybe unnecessary. At least in this stage. I mean, the episode log, like, how many? 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, almost like a sitcom episode. And, maybe they could give us something more out of it. So we have a bigger season finale, like we can expect how they're going to go in there, but maybe then they revert it to something else. But okay, now we're waiting to see like how they're going to deal with this kind of situation and what do they got store for us in season 2, because there is going to be a season 2.
I hope so.
I suppose that they made some short episodes because they don't know how well the show is going to be, accepted by the audience, because we as fans are some of the harshest reviewers of the things that are coming from the universes, we love so much. And remember when Ahsoka got out, it was like canceled mid season 1. It was not good. Not Ahsoka, sorry, the Acolyte. Talk about the Acolyte.
The show that shall not be named.
Yeah,
The show, the one we do not speak about.
that's right.
So, so
It's very good.
maybe it's they're maybe a little bit careful with writing. Maybe got something in store for us that they don't want to mention already, because they didn't know how the show is going to be. But now, when they know that we love the show and the show is good, can we please get some more?
Yeah.
We've talked about visiting IMDb. We've talked about visiting Rotten Tomatoes. The program is doing exceptionally well as far as those are concerned, and that is important. If it's doing well there, I've got to believe they're getting the watches or the likes or whatever. And
See, and I would almost struggle with that because, think about like if your favorite sports team has been on a losing streak, like the Minnesota Vikings generally are, we lose all the time, and then when we get one win, we get way too excited. And I kind of feel like with a lot of the Disney Star Wars projects, they've had some real low numbers for a long time, and so we finally got something that is, I think, good. I can't speak for the entire fandom, but like I have friends that won't even watch the show because they just can't.
Yeah.
They don't have the trust in Disney to create something worthwhile watching. So while it's getting good reviews, I don't know if that necessarily reflects to it getting good numbers, which is really what is going to determine whether we get a season 2 or not.
But they like with that. I'm gonna go back to Rogue One because that is the first time that Disney made something that old fans, so no children, not somebody who just started watching Star Wars, said that okay, this is a very good movie. This is a very dramatic movie with a good backstory. We know something about the lore. And then you have...
I'm sorry, Luca.
It's going to be... no problem. Just let me comment. Like 90-minute finale, I really hope so, but I don't expect it to be. It's going to be 1 hour at best. But okay, so they know now what the formula is, because you got the Rogue One, you got the Mandalorian season 1 and 2, Book of Boba Fett was all right, season 3 was low point, at least for me, and then you got Andor, which is really, really good, and now you have Skeleton Crew, and Rogue One, Skeleton Crew, and Andor are all on the same track, as far as I'm concerned. They're not the Jedi stories, they're not the Sith stories.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Jedi and the Sith stories in original trilogy and on the prequel trilogy and on the Clone Wars. And now when we have those shows and movies about some agents or some children or some people that are just living in the world full of lightsabers and energy and force and something like that, we're really like waiting for one of those moments to be, oh, this is Star Wars universe. Here is a lightsaber, And then you have that kind of expectation like a child, You know that you're going to see it. You do not know when you're going to see it. And you know that you're going to be fed it with a little spoon. They're not going to give you too much of it. And when you see it, you're like, oh man, that's like the last scene in the Rogue One. You're watching a good movie, and then they end up with a crescendo where Darth Vader goes there and full speed, full power, kills everybody on the ship. Like gives you the New Hope beginning, right?
Yeah.
And
Which freaked me out when I first saw it.
Yeah,
I did not expect that. Oh,
it's like one of
this is the original right now.
but in the way that it's shoot, it's one of the most horror scenes I ever seen.
Yeah.
He's a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And with the technological, of course, advancements we have from 17.7 to 2018, when 15, I don't know when we shoot, they could finally show Darth Vader in full potential, which we later seen it in Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Which was not that good of a show, also.
Well, that show was about Reva more than it was about Kenobi.
It seemed like it. Yes,
it was okay. It was okay, but some of the plots were just like, why we're doing this?
Yeah, I felt the same thing about the Kenobi one. Why are we doing this? There was really no point. Michael, I don't know if you caught, switching gears a little bit, the George Lucas reference. I know we're talking about Star Wars, but there was a subtle reference to George Lucas. Did you catch it, Michael?
In this episode?
Yes.
No, I did not.
How many vaults were there? 1,139. One more than 1138. THX 1138.
Oh my goodness! I did not.
This is one more. Remember they asked? Oh,
I remember.
How many vaults are there? 1,139. And I was like, oh, that's an homage to George Lucas. It's deliberately one more than THX 1138. We all know what it is. Tyler, come on, dude. It has
that was George Lucas's debut film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, THX 1138. So it's, if you think about it, the number of vaults they're the last one. There's only one left. That's why there's 1139, which is one more than the original of George Lucas, which I thought was a wonderful homage to George Lucas. That one was cool. Now, Tyler, when the movie begins and the communicator shoots up, or that little droid, I swear that reminded me of Batteries Not Included. The way
I don't
it
think I've seen that
looked.
one.
You may not have seen that movie. That might have been before your time, young man. Maybe you
Well,
as
no,
well,
no.
Luke. It's a Steven Spielberg movie, Batteries Not Included. Michael, did we
It's
just
one of
show?
his first. I haven't seen it in decades.
Yeah, but it reminded me of Batteries Not Included. But anyway, I thought it was good. Did you also hear that when the parents, okay, in my notes, parents are working together to make a transmitter to get through the barrier, and then just before they're going to set it off, someone says, I have a bad, and then they get
feel,
cut
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Remember? That's from Star Wars.
Yeah.
I have a
Oh,
bad
yeah, the classic
feeling
line.
about it. I thought there was genuine callback in a lot of stuff in this movie. There's some other imagery which I thought was good. It was neat. I forgot her title. She's the secretary, and she was the last one to get it, to actually get it in the air. And it was funny how, again, they're being reprimanded or corralled by droids.
Yes.
Is the supervisor a real person?
No, I think it's a droid. I do.
Yeah,
I don't know what Tyler thinks or Luca thinks, but I
Okay.
think it's a droid.
Tyler thinks it's a droid. Luca, you know, the supervisor from the Mint Planet at Atten.
It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with that, because it can be a real person. I mean, maybe even not a humanoid. No,
That's a
maybe.
fair point.
Yeah,
That's a fair
maybe.
point.
Maybe
Yeah, you know what?
something interesting, like, not saying that I think that it is, but some entity like Yoda or something like that, something far more superior.
Maybe it's Yoda.
You know what would be kind of interesting, just
Yes.
in a way, is if one of the Hutts was the supervisor, because they have a very long lifespan, and that would explain how the Hutt cartel took over and had endless funding. So that'd be interesting if they had ties to Jabba or Nal
Oh, that
Hutta.
would be interesting.
Yeah.
That is good, Tyler. I
Yeah.
don't think I've read that anywhere yet. That is
See,
good.
now that I predicted it, now that I've made my guess, if it's right, I'm going to be really upset about it.
Oh.
I want to be
you
wrong.
You should just want your cut of the proceeds.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, that would be
Yeah.
nice. Michael, Tyler, Luca, is he a Jedi or not? He had the binders on, and he just removed them at will. Now, he does not operate, well, it doesn't look, okay, this is like someone from cricket trying to pick up a baseball bat in America. When he picked up the saber, did you guys catch that? I appreciated the subtlety of it. He was not familiar with, I mean, it wasn't his weapon. And I don't
Yeah.
mean that particular lightsaber. The lightsaber, he didn't feel comfortable. He wasn't moving it that way. So is he a Jedi or not, or Sith or not, or because he removed those binders like that? And from the second episode, we saw him bring that key across and do something else. Is he a Jedi, Michael?
Well, what my thought is, I'm trying to remember back with other Star Wars things. How does the training go? What do they learn first? What do they learn how to use the Force first, or do they learn how to do a lightsaber? Maybe he started training and left, and maybe didn't get to the lightsaber. That's what I'm thinking. He knew how to use the Force a little bit, but didn't know how to use the lightsaber. I'm just wondering.
Well,
'Cause
there
I
is
can't remember.
in Attack of the Clones, isn't it? Where Yoda is teaching the younglings, and they have the face coverings. They have a lightsaber, and yes, and something is like, it's that little training ball is shooting at them, and they're reflecting it. And
Which
then they ask,
reminded me of that ball they were playing with in the end of this episode.
it reminded me of the New Hope ball.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So again, another homage to the original, which was really kind of cool. Tyler, you don't believe
Yeah,
he's a Jedi, is he?
Yeah, I don't.
We
I
talked
think
about
he is.
this.
I think he is Force sensitive,
Okay.
but I don't think he's a Jedi. So
Okay.
I think he is. I think this is one of the ways that they're paying homage to George Lucas and his explanation of how the Force works is that it's in everything. It's in the rocks. It's in the plants. It's in every person, every being, just at varying levels. And if you sit and dedicate some time to it, anyone can learn how to do it. It's just your progression is stunted based on your metachlorian count. And so I think he has a lower metachlorian count, and has had a lot of free time to learn some helpful tricks, but I don't think he's a Jedi.
Luca.
I'm gonna completely agree with Tyler because I think that he's a force sensitive person, and he was probably in all kinds of situations when he could use a force, and the force can done him good. And maybe he learned it from somebody, from some other Jedi who maybe showed him how things work.
Yeah.
We're going to see that. I mean, I suppose we're going to find out. But I do not think he is a Jedi. If he is, he maybe even didn't start his training.
Yeah.
Because back on you, Michael, like the final thing you do as a Padawan, as a youngling who is training, you are taking your crystal, kyber crystal, and making your own lightsaber.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
That is how you become a Jedi. I mean,
okay. Is that referred to as the trials?
yeah, that is the end of the trials, right? I know from the games and from some other things.
That would be the Kyber Crystal trials, yeah, not the night trials. Those are two separate.
Okay, not the night, but you're becoming the Padawan once you make your own lightsaber, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
So
Correct.
you already know how to use it if you are just becoming a Padawan. And that thing that you mentioned, Roger, was very interesting because he's very not familiar with the sword, and we see that in the frame. I mean, there is a clean cut at the head of 33, but I don't see him as a like trained Jedi would do. They're probably going to give us some kind of familiar character that we know and love for a second and a half in the next episode, which is maybe going to explain something about Jod Silvo, or what's his name?
Oh yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
Palpatine is trying to take you out, Luca.
I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. But
I
it's
could
all
see him
good.
tying. I like that idea though, Luca, of them hinting at like a more notable character, but it has to be a character who's not, it can't be like Luke Skywalker.
No, it can be Luke.
Like,
it can be
it could
Luke.
be like Ezra Bridger, I think, right? Because he
Something
hasn't
like
left
that. Something like
in
that.
the
Yeah.
timeline. It's got to be like Ezra or Ahsoka or Kanan. I think Kanan would be really cool. I don't know on the
Ooh,
timeline if he's alive
Kanan
right
would
now.
be nice.
He might
I
be
don't
dead,
remember the
but
time.
Maybe they're
someone
going
like
to do
that.
and connect things to the other shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They love
that'd
to
be
do that, and that would be okay. That would be okay. But I would like to know more about that supervisor and that Jod background. Those are two things that are very interesting now.
Mm-hmm.
That are going, in some kind of way, they're going to shape the lore of the universe. Like if you have just basic people using Force, it's never been seen. You know that there was always talks about Han Solo being Force sensitive, but never really fulfilling his potential because he never believed in that yabba dabba, things, voodoo magic, and how does he say it?
I think he says mysticism or something.
Mysticism or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you have all the comics that are talking that he maybe can be a Force sensitive man who could maybe use Force, and Leia being also a Force sensitive child, but never using Force.
I believe Tyler knows what I'm about to say. I don't know if Michael does, but in the original Clone Wars, the 3 or 5 minute one that was on the Cartoon Network here in the United States, the pure original animated one, there's a scene where Mace Windu is just going all crazy and destroying the clone army, and there's a child on the planet. Did you know of that one, Tyler? That allegedly a lot of people felt that was Han Solo as a kid witnessing that. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
I think I've heard that theory before, but
Okay, so you have.
I could very quickly dismantle that because he grew up his whole life on Corellia, so that's not him.
Right. Yes. Yeah. No, you're 100% right on. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but that was one of the theories that they had a while ago in that series. And I do want to give a quick shout out to Michael Bednar. Thank you for the love. We're up to 6 likes already. Now we joke on the program, Luca, that whenever we get a like or 2 or whatever, we're all excited. But in the same amount of time, the young man down over there probably gets 100,000 likes in an hour. But hey, we know the names to all of our likes, so we kind of give him a hard time. But all kidding aside, folks, we do appreciate it. We do love it, and we thank you. Fire off your comments in the chat room. Lethal Migraine. I'm thrilled. I want Neil to be a Jedi. That would be kind of cool. The young kid. That would be. What are some of the things that you guys picked up in the episode itself, other than maybe the Easter eggs or whatever? What are some of your thoughts? Because it is a quick episode. It really does have a short run to it, but a lot of stuff did happen. I didn't appreciate the way he treated the kids at the very end.
No, but I really like that. I really like that because why did I like that? This episode shows us how cold-blooded Jod is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is like high points of the episode, because you have a couple of scenes where he is the man. He is ordering to his crew. He kills Brutus. He's very rude to the children. He's even threatening that he's going to cut them piece by piece very slowly. And then you got his scene at the vault when I agree with you, Michael, it was a hilarious scene. Like his face, seeing that one piece of gold and then everything falling and he's laughing. That is just pure good acting. Like he is that. He's just a greedy asshole, actually. And that is amazing thing, because we all thought, okay, maybe he's a Jedi. Okay, maybe he's no. He's just
a nice guy. Yeah.
That's the pirate. He wants gold, man. He wants treasure. And that's cool, because this show is about pirates. And we need that kind of an anti-hero in Jude Law, because he's not the hero of the story. The children are. And we're now going to see which one of them is going to pop as to be like a leader and in the next seasons.
I don't know about you guys, but I did appreciate the minute you said that, Luca. I remembered how, I think it was Wim, right? He yelled, "Charge!" and he launched his attack, and the attack was over in like 5 seconds. They all put the kids.
Was it that long?
I don't think it was that long.
It was like 1 second. It was
1 second. He went, and then it was over with. Yeah. So
yeah. The other kids didn't even know what was going to happen, but they joined in on it. But yes, I thought it was cool that Wim, Luca, we had talked about it, and Tyler made it clear to us that each episode, well, I forget the order now, but there was an episode devoted to each of the children, and you would see how they would grow. And there was one where Wim, I think when he was bawling his eyes out to Jod, and Jod actually paid attention to him a little bit. That was one of his finer moments. And Wim was talking about the life that he wanted to have, and I think he said something, it's what you make it out to be. So,
You think about the scene when he's crying for his dad, and then he says that his mom has passed away?
Yeah.
I think that was Tyler.
I think that was
I think
it.
so, yeah. Is that when they're in the vault or on the ship?
On the ship. It's on the
ship.
ship.
It's on the ship, yes.
That's in like episode
and
1, isn't it?
No. It was like 5 or 6, I think.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. Yeah.
Because I know because I binge watched the show first 4 episodes and then these 3 episodes. So it was in the second round of my watching.
Second round of binging.
So yeah, but John was like, I just have to like calm down this kid. And when he heard that his mother has died, maybe he have a similar background, like losing a mother or a father, and then was like, okay, just forget him. And he even didn't give him a good advice. He told him that he should forget his loved ones who passed away.
Yeah, I think that was in the vault then. Yes. Yeah, I think
Maybe
it
in a
was
vault, maybe in a
episode
vault.
5. Yeah, around episode 5 or so. Now, you're right, Luca. He had that a very a finite moment where he actually made bonded with them a little bit. Gave him wrong advice. I agree. In this episode, he just snaps. He uses his lightsaber to behead SM-33, and he says, "Your incessant, unending jabber is honestly unbearable." And then he says, "Whim is the worst one. Poor boy. What exactly are you going to do? You're weak, sheltered." And I think he's talking to all of them at that point. "Spoiled children. Shut up and let me think." And then I think that's when he whips out the lightsaber again, right? And he starts to threaten, as you mentioned, Luca. Yeah, he is. He's a jerk, man.
But he got what he wanted, you know. He needed to like put up with them for all the episodes.
For the goal.
Once he had coordinates for attacking, everything changed.
That's right.
Everything
talked about
changed.
that, didn't we? He snapped instantly
He snapped
when he had the coordinates.
because he got what he wanted, you know. And I actually think that is a really nice way to build up the character, because he was hiding himself away for 6.5 episodes, you know, not knowing what you're going to expect from some, because he saved them a couple of times.
Yeah, he did.
You know, he could easily just leave them. Like there is a fun scene in the episode 4 where he brings the I don't know how those animals are called, but they're something like like
those camels or horses.
Yeah, camels or horses or whatever they are. Yeah. And then when they ask him, "You're sure you want those 4 over our best hides?" And how many hides are we talking? Oh, I'm joking. You know, so he's a fun guy in a way, but now when you watch it, like how many hides, you know, maybe he's really thinking about those hides, because all he thinks about is money. And we're going to see what his background is and what his higher cause is, if there is any.
He did say, I don't know if you gentlemen remember, in about the second episode when they made the deal, he did at the very end, maybe we can make a little bit of money along the way. That was the real pirate showing forth. Yeah. Looking back now, yeah, there was.
And it was always cool in Star Wars when you have those like mercenaries, you know, like Han Solo is basically a mercenary at the beginning, but then he becomes a freedom fighter, you know, but he's up for the money because he needed money for something else. I always loved Boba Fett because, okay, I do not have my alignment. I only have like a job to do. I like those kind of professional types in Star Wars. And every time I would play like an RPG set in the Star Wars universe or something like that, I would always choose that, like, you know, that gray, not white, not black, but that gray way will, okay, just pay me and I will do the job. If I need to kill a Jedi, I'm going to kill a Jedi. If I need to kill a Sith, I'm going to kill a Sith. It just doesn't matter. I want to survive into this universe.
Yeah, you know, Luca, you mentioned it earlier, and now with that, we're seeing the shades of gray in the new series, and especially here we are. You're right. And Tyler, same thing. You mentioned the anti-hero, right? Yeah, that it's not a genuine hero per se, but he's an anti-hero. But yeah, I guess I was a bit disappointed. And don't get me wrong, guys. It's great acting. It's just, I guess, the paternal in me, the instinct, you know, he was kind of that way. I was horrified in Rogue One when Darth Vader's killing all the Jedi. My 8-year-old self, which 8 months later, I'm like, oh yeah, that was the Darth Vader I envisioned. But when I saw it live, I was genuinely horrified because I knew what was on the line. and it was great Star Wars. So don't get me wrong, it was great, but yeah. And I guess now when he cut the head off of SM-33 and he laid down the law, it was well done. It's just the way he was treating the kids. I'm like, so. But by the way, congratulations, Tyler. How are you sleeping now?
I haven't. I'm not. I haven't.
Yeah.
But
You don't show them.
Listen,
Luca,
it was
his
January
wife
1st, right?
His wife just gave
January
birth
1st, so.
11 days ago. Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So that's why I'm
Number
kind of
2.
messing with them.
Oh, nice.
All it took was 3 minutes of cardio and a sneeze, and now I'm signed up for 18 years of debt. So is that okay to say?
That was funny, dude. No, you're okay, man. That was damn funny. That was great. I never thought of it that way. That's why I'm laughing. Tyler, you're good, buddy. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you gentlemen know, but John Billingsley, who's been in so many movies in Hollywood, famously Dr. Phlox from Enterprise, he is a friend of the network. He's been on with us 5 times, once on video, 4 times interview. He's on almost yearly. But anyway, he famously referred, or I couldn't get through to him in the first 30 minutes. It was hero worship. And I threw the long pass and I scored. And he said, "Oh yeah, Roger's all worried about the FCC thing, and he's worried about me calling him a mother effing cocksucker." You know, so he didn't say it, but he called. And the chat room, everything went wild. And John has been our friend ever since. And everyone laughed because John Billingsley called me that on air. So don't worry about it, Tyler. You're okay.
Oh, boy.
Sorry for that one. And I'm sorry, folks. I tried to bite my lip as best I could. But
no, you did.
I tried. So it was not done on purpose. But that's John Billingsley. So he'll probably be joining us again in the future.
Yeah, probably pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a few minutes left. I don't mean to be the one to cut it short, but we do have another program that's going to follow us in about 10 minutes. I don't know if you guys want to give some final thoughts on the episode. Look, here's mine. It was short. I did like it. I'm stealing a line from Tyler. It subverted my expectations because now I'm thinking, oh man, this might be a one-off. This might be only 8 episodes, but that's just what I'm thinking. Michael?
It could be. I'm thinking, I think it all depends who the supervisor is. Or think of this, if there really is a supervisor still there, the supervisor may have left long ago. I also got the impression when the ship came, people were frantic, like, what do we do? It's like they had not probably seen a ship come for the money in their lifetime. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
those are my closing thoughts.
The supervisor did say cease all operations temporarily, right?
But that could have been an automated recording.
Yeah.
I mean, it could. So those are my closing thoughts. So.
Appreciate that, Michael. That's good. Tyler.
Yeah, I'm going to actually build off of what Michael said a little bit. I think who the supervisor is going to play an important role in if there's a season 2, and I think it's how they approach it. Because I don't think they can't kill Jod. I think that Jude Law's character is too important to a potential season 2. So what I would kind of foresee happening is that something happens to the treasury vaults, like they explode, get melted, I don't know, disintegrated, they're inaccessible, and Jod starts to flee the planet. He takes one of the kids captive to go find the supervisor, or the next planet that has a vault. And then season 2 becomes the rest of the kids searching to find whoever was kidnapped and hunting Jod.
That sounds interesting.
Okay, before we go to Luca. Oh, I'm sorry, Tyler. Were you done? Did I cut you off? I'm sorry.
No, you're very rude, but that's okay. I'll forgive you.
Thank you, sir. Please finish the thought, please.
No, I'm teasing. I didn't have anything else to say. I'm just teasing.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes I do jump the gun, and I apologize. Folks, I did want to show you one thing because we've talked about this. I can't play the sound, obviously, because we'll get in trouble. But look very carefully. There's one scene we have not seen yet, and here it is. There. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They're going across to another ship. So I'm going to do it one more time. I hope I get it right. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Actually, that is exactly what I wanted to say. That we mustn't forget that there is a pirate frigate in orbit, and Jod now holds cards in his hands. He's the one that he's going to be. He's the one that is going to make rules of the next episode because he has a lightsaber and all of them is hostages. None of them knows how to defend themselves. If there is no robots there, droids who can help them, it's going to be how Jod says. And maybe just maybe they can storm the planet. Maybe people from that planet have to leave that planet. Maybe Atatin is going to be ruined completely in the next episode, and maybe that can give us something.
Other planets were.
Yeah. And they can do that. When I first talked with Michael about the show, I told him that I got some Fallout vibes because I don't know if you watched it, but
the movie and the game, right? Fallout.
The series and the game, of course, the series, but the series, yeah. And I think that they use some of it from it here. With the overseer and the almighty people watching over everything and holding the civilization how they want them to hold, and who knows how many of these planets exists. I like the idea of finding, for example, an empty office of an supervisor, and maybe some kind of an object or something that is going to, tell us closely who can that be.
Wow, that is cool. Lethal Migraine says, hey, he needs bots, though, to remove all those credits. So it remains to be seen. Yes. Now, I do want to throw another thing out there. The only ones that know of At-Atin is that ship in orbit. That's it. So that also is important. So it may remain a secret. I don't know. But
that's not true. The owl chick.
Yeah, the owl knows.
But does she?
She didn't have the right coordinates.
Right.
I thought she had the coordinates to the other one. But okay, fair enough. All right, Tyler. No,
she knows it exists, right?
Right.
So there's she could go to the other planet, find the same issues that I guess SM-33 had the coordinates, didn't
he? He had the coordinates.
But
there's probably
right. There's a but.
She knows it's real. It's not a rumor, right?
Right.
Yeah, but she maybe intentionally gave the wrong coordinates because she knows how Jod is, and he had children. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she wanted to protect him in some kind of way. Maybe she wanted to protect the At-Atin. Maybe she knows,
Maybe she's the supervisor.
That would be hilarious.
That's funny. That's funny. And you know what? Hey, you never know. You never know. But it is really good. Look, folks, I have to tell you, the series is really good. I want to do one more look again. 91% on the tomato meter.
Nice.
And the average popco meter, 80%. Something is being done right. Because we don't have to talk about that series that shall not be named here.
We're going to get season 2 even if they didn't plan it.
Yeah. Yes.
With
numbers like that, yes. And it is good. So, folks, this is absolutely awesome. I appreciate all the comments in the chat room. Lethal Migraine, everyone that came around, Elizabeth, Olivia, and all the likes. Michael, Sonia, Aisha, Eric, Hope, and, of course, Elizabeth, and everyone watching us now. Don't forget, head on over to ndbmedia.net to stay up on everything that's going on. And folks, in 1 week, we have the season. Oh, actually, I don't know. Season?
Or series. Which
Series? Don't know. But it is the end to this run right now. It is announced as season 1, though, in many places. So
one? Yeah.
here's hoping. Maybe they team up to beat the Pirates and they get away. Who knows? We'll see. Or they're forced to get away. I don't know. It's exciting. I thank everyone at Disney. And this is fun. I can't wait for next week. And hopefully, Luca, I know it's difficult, but hopefully we'll be able to have you for the season finale. Tyler as well. Thank you. Michael, any announcements before we go?
No, we're pretty good.
Okay, folks, right now following us, as you know, we have another program. Jamie, AJ, and Karen are reviewing From. They're doing a deep dive. They're in season 1 still, and they're going to go all the way through over the next several months. So check it out with them. And I guess this is it. On behalf of Michael, I'm Roger. That's Tyler down there and Luca. We are the Sunday Night Review or Monday morning review on
where you are.
NTV Media. And all kidding aside, guys, this was fun. Thank you. We'll see you guys. I know. Yeah, I know. I'm in the wrong universe. We'll see you guys on the other side. Oh, look at that. Come on, Michael.